Meh. Yo, what's poppin', gamers? Welcome. Hope you're doing well. I have forgotten how to stream, so this might be real janky today. I don't know how this is gonna go. I have to remember how to talk to myself for an hour while staring at a screen, because I've been away from said screens for like Fuck, when did I leave? Like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, that's like 5 days of not being at my PC. I don't know how I survived, but now I forgot what it's like to be at home, so I'm drinking a Conk Zero and hoping that'll remind me how all this works. What's up, Sheepy? Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. All right. So we, and by we I mean I, and maybe some of y'all, went to Offkai this past weekend. Offkai Gen 3 in Burlingame, California. That's the state it was in, California. I forgot. No, I didn't. I kind of did. Like, honestly, it didn't feel like I was somewhere else. I cannot lie to you. It felt like I was here, but like not. Like, it was just 3 hours earlier. Probably because I was staying in a Holiday Inn, and Holiday Inns are like the same no matter where you go. It's always the same goddamn hotel. Like, they actually just Control-C, Control-V that shit whenever they build another one. There's no actual construction. They just select. They use a select tool and they Control-V that shit in there. Actually, speaking of the venue though, that shit did feel like AI generated or like a psyop of some kind. Because there were a bunch of like abandoned buildings that looked like they were just assets from video games. Like, on God, for real, for real. There was this one, like, I think it was a bowling alley that was really dilapidated, pretty much right across from the convention center. Like, it straight looked like a Fallout New Vegas asset. There were some other buildings that, like, probably came from The Sims or, like, maybe a Yakuza game, I don't know. But, like, all that shit was abandoned. There was a K-barbecue place that I was really excited about because I'm like, damn, that's a real close K-barbecue place. But the building was abandoned or under construction, one of the two. But either way, it wasn't actually a K-barbecue place. The second time you've gone to a place and described it as AI generated, yeah. There's a case to be made that it's my fault because I don't go outside ever. So anything at all seems AI generated. But at the same time, where can you go where you have like a big ass normal like pop-in convention center surrounded by nothing but abandoned buildings and a Holiday Inn? Like, tell me that's real. Tell me the CIA didn't build that set around me to film some kind of Truman Show type shit. Right? Like, that's not real. So, I don't know. Anyway, that was the venue. And then, of course, the Holiday Inn, like I said, it was just a Holiday Inn. So nothing really to report there. Although I didn't spend much time in it aside from when I was incredibly drunk and needed to sleep, because that's where my bed was. But we'll get to the part where I'm incredibly drunk. I didn't do anything stupid while drunk, though. I just did normal things, but while drunk. I also didn't really get that fucked up, because I'm an adult now, and I'm, like, healthy. I know my limits at this point, because I've been doing this shit for a long time. But yeah, it turns out Offkai is a party con, pretty much. Took you long enough. Fuck's that supposed to mean? What the hell? What the hell? Alright, fair. That's fair. Fucking yeah. Hold on. Okay. Had to check my messages for a sec. But yeah, so Offkai. I rolled up on Thursday, and it was pretty normal. It was a pretty normal day. So the airport experience, which I spent like half of my Offkai prep stream complaining about preemptively. I don't know if it was self-fulfilling prophecy or like bias from me recently complaining about how bad flying is, but it was pretty ass. Okay, it was pretty ass. So I flew Delta because I have the Delta credit card that you flash at them and it means they have to suck your dick. That's how the credit cards work. So I have that, so it gets me cheaper flights. I was able to get more leg room for free with some of the miles I've accumulated. And, you know, for the most part, that purchase was actually worth it, that upgrade and spending the miles on it, because, like, it was a long enough flight. It was cross country for me. I was on planes for like 8 hours that day. So it was definitely worth it to get the extra leg room. I definitely am glad I built up the miles, but there were a lot of problems, mostly coming back, and that'll be later in the timeline here. But flying there, I noticed a lot of things. The flight experience was pretty much what you'd expect. I was on a plane for 6 hours. There wasn't much to do. I just kind of napped. Landed in the airport where my connector was for my layover. Took another nap. I was in a different terminal because the one where my flight was gonna be in was packed with people for like the flight that was currently flying out of it when I got there. So I sat down in another one that was like about to board, and then I took a nap on top of my suitcase because that way if anyone tries to steal my shit, it'll like knock me over, and that'll prevent that from happening because I'll be woken up by someone stealing my shit. It's a pretty smart setup I have, actually. I put like my backpack between my legs and I put my head down on the rollerboard. Also, I guess I should mention that I travel with a backpack and a rollerboard, and they're both carry-ons for context. But yeah, I took a nap on that, and probably about an hour later, the front desk, I don't like the attendant person, I don't know what they're called, the one that like stands in front of the gate and like reads off, "Hey, we're boarding now, jackass, get on the plane." Those people. One of them comes up and taps me on the shoulder, and they're like, I don't know, what's a gender neutral pronoun I can use? Because I don't actually remember what pronoun they use. I usually get a mix of him and her. Usually he, him after they hear my voice, because, you know, that's how it be. But anyway, they were like, "Hey, you're gonna miss your flight." And I had to explain, like, this isn't my flight. This was the only empty spot. Sorry. So I hope I didn't hold up that plane by taking a nap. Because they thought, like, oh shit, this person still needs to get on, because I did not. I did not need to get on that plane. But it was a good nap, and by this point I was actually well rested, so I had another, like, hour-and-a-half flight, got into where I needed to go, and here's where I get to complain for the first time in the story time here about the San Francisco airport. Fuck the San Francisco airport. What a fucking shit-ass. Okay, so Offkai is in the Hyatt Regency. It's a hotel called the Hyatt Regency SFO because it's near the San Francisco airport. Well, get this. There's another hotel called the Hyatt Regency SFO that's on the premises of SFO, and they have signs plastered everywhere. So I'm thinking, okay, that's where I need to go. So I follow these signs. I take like this tram outside the airport. It's called like the Sky Rail or something. And I get all the way over there just to find out, oh, this isn't the hotel I'm supposed to go to. And at this point, I've probably already missed the bus. I was expecting it to be like a bus stop because I didn't think it was supposed to be on the premises, and it wasn't. So then I had to go all the way back to where I was to wait for the bus, where they have a sign that reads something like, for the Hyatt Regency SFO, you need to go somewhere else, which to me would tell me, okay, well, the bus for the hotel I'm going to doesn't stop here. It turns out it does. I feel like they could have named that shit better. It's a little bit the SFO's fault. It's a little bit Hyatt's fault. And I'm gonna complain about both of them because my one defining character trait is that I complain about shit a lot. But I make it funny, which is why I'm a streamer. Not right now, though. Right now, I'm just kind of complaining because I fucking hate SFO, and I hope that there's a closer airport next year if they change venues. But yeah, that was my SFO experience on the way in. But eventually I got to the hotel, and we went to go eat somewhere. We also had to go to an Apple store, which was weird because downtown Burlingame is mostly like a normal ass downtown, like the kind that you'd expect from like a downtown area in a town. Why is it called downtown, by the way? Is it always like down on a map, or like is it usually down on a map? Where does that come from? Is it like, I don't know, like, cause I feel like down, I'd think like, okay, underground or like on a lower level of elevation, but that shit's flat. It rhymes. I don't know if it was if it's a word of American origin, I believe it being that stupid. But I do wonder where that comes from. But anyway, fucking, it's like this normal place that has a lot of like downtown California looking ass buildings, and it all looks super aesthetically pleasing. And then you have the Apple store, which is a white box that was lower and hard by the waterfront, the downtown, in contrast to the uptown further inland and higher in elevation. So it actually is elevation. Okay, neat. But yeah, nah, fucking, we did all that, and hold on. Okay, had to check messages because I was working on other stuff before stream, so sorry for the interruption. Anyway, nah, like this downtown, I think it was actually further from the water than where the hotel was, so it doesn't fit that description. But yeah, the Apple store looked really fucking stupid. Again, it kind of looked like it was just copy pasted. But, you know, Apple has their branding. Pretty much every Apple store looks the way an Apple store does, so it is very detectable. It stands out. It probably gets people to go there. Not me, though. I hate it. There's only one Apple store I like. It's in DC, near where they host Otakon. And it's in like an old ass, like ye old fucking Revolutionary War government building. But like you go inside and it's just a big ass Apple store, which like kind of sick, actually. It is really stupid that they have like a museum looking building that's an Apple store. But at least it's not just a white box in the middle of shit that doesn't match. So yeah, fuck Apple. All my homies hate Apple. I don't know if I should say that out loud because I do use an iPhone to do my tracking, so John Apple may turn off my VTube tracking. That would be unfortunate. But fuck Apple. I stand up for what I believe in. You're gonna get Boeing'd. True. But yeah, and then we went to eat and it was good, and we had like a chill night. We set up the KissVT table. If you did swing by and you bought anything, or even if you just swung by in general, please let me know. I would love to like thank you personally. I know I had at least a few fans come through. And if you didn't see the table, I think they have a picture on Twitter. I probably should have goddamn. Probably should have pulled shit up. Had like pictures prepared. But that's going to be a running theme that I'm going to have to describe everything that's happening verbally, because like I'm not a picture taker. I do a lot of traveling. Yo, what's up, Riker? Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Burb. That do be me. I do be Burb. Yeah, I'm not a huge picture taker. I do a lot of like traveling for events and shit, and you know, occasionally I'll like take a picture with someone else, but I don't really like get my own pictures. It's kind of it's a bad character trait. I want to get better at like getting pictures. But also, despite my like very worldly nature and my very like consumerist attitude about things, because you know, I'm fucking I'm a Zoomer. I grew up with consumerism. There was advertisements goddamn everywhere growing up. So consumerism, that's how it be. I took one picture with you a few years ago and it looked like you wanted death. Real. I think I remember that picture. Yeah. That was one of my first times traveling too. And I don't think I've ever actually taken pictures at that event. I've gone like 3 times with you and I've still never done that. Also, what's up, Andrew? What's up, I forget how to pronounce your name. Aois, I think. Welcome both of you. Hope you're doing well. You told me, and then I called you something else, but I don't want to call you that on stream. But yeah, what's good, gamer? It was definitely the best Offkai because you met me, right? Yes, absolutely. That doesn't help. It's in text. Yeah. EOS. Oh, EOS. Okay. I see. Thank you. But yeah, welcome. Where was I? Oh yeah, I was talking about how I don't take pictures. Yeah, so I did a lot of cool shit, and I didn't really take pictures of any of it. I took some really zoomed in pictures of standees of friends though, because starting Friday, and we'll get to that, there was a party room I went to a lot where one of the people staying there was a collector of the standees. They do the auctions, and there were like 5 million of them in this room. But yeah, no, Thursday was pretty simple. Set up the table, and a drunk one of your eyes. Yeah, that was I didn't realize it at the time. It kind of looked like I took a really zoomed up picture of a cat, but like, yeah, that was like the bridge of my nose. I was in the, we'll get to that too. I was in the Hollow Stars party room at that point. So if you were at that time, you may have saw me and didn't realize. I handed a couple people my business cards, so, you know, maybe one of you is lurking. Maybe you did see me. Maybe you know what Burb looks like. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's also crazy how I just look like myself, but I think I didn't shave, so I probably wouldn't have been as easily noticeable in the crowd. Wings make it obvious. Oh, true. I had the wings, so yeah, you would have known. I was like knocking people over left and right. It was kind of a problem. But yeah, no. Actually, one thing did happen Thursday. Corvina got incredibly drunk and talked about eroge visual novels for like a long time. We got a bottle of Tito's vodka and some orange juice, and like aside from one shot that I took out of it, she drank the entire thing. So very impressive, Corvina. Very cool. She was struggling on Friday. But yeah, Friday was cool. I woke up around 12, around like the starting time of the convention, and I'd already gotten my badge the previous day, which thank fuck, because any other time I rolled up to the hotel for the entire rest of the weekend, shit was lined up outside the hotel just to get the badge, like not even for events. And then there were also a bunch of lines for the events, and we will be complaining about that because I wanted to do convention things and not just party the whole time. But the only viable way to have fun at this event was to just party, pretty much, at least in my experience. So yeah, Friday, I wake up, I shower, I put on my badge, I walk over, I'm like, ooh, I'm ready to go into the vendor hall to help my friends, because we have the group table. And I start walking into the vendor hall, and one of the staff members like, hey, you can't go in there. The line's like over there. And at this point, the con had started for like, I think vendor hall opened at like 10, maybe 11. So it had been open for a couple hours, like only a couple hours. And the line was already going outside the building. So keep that image in mind, because that's, y'all know LineCon? This shit was LineCon. I ended up solving the problem by texting Brixie, and I was like, hey, can you come get me? And I guess I should explain for additional context. We were in the vendor hall because we are not technically an agency, we're a group. So instead of being an industry track, they let us get a vendor table instead and just peddle our merch, which kind of worked out better because industry track was also like super crowded and right next to the bar, which was a recipe for being incredibly sweaty. But yeah, so we were in the vendor hall, but they only let you get 3 vendor badges that allow you to like bypass the line and get in and set shit up. So Rosie and I, anytime we wanted to go in and like help with the table, we had to have someone come out and grab us, which felt super bad because part of the reason the line had to be there in the first place is because vendor hall was way too small and they didn't want to go over like the legal capacity for the room because that's like a fire hazard. And fair enough, but you know, I saw a decent number of people doing this and just bringing people in, and I think probably we were breaking a law, and if there was a fire, we might have been fucked. I don't actually know how California is with those limits though for fire hazards, so I don't know, maybe they lowball it, maybe they highball it, but it was incredibly hard to get around that room. Which brings me to, and I sort of mentioned it earlier, but if you did swing by the table, Urban Offkai 2025, when my membership turns 23 months. Oh wow, that actually will be. Thank you, Andrew, for renewing. Thank you for using your free super, and thank you for the 11 months of members. God damn. Seeing those like high month numbers makes me go insane. Y'all are real cool. I appreciate y'all a lot. They would shut the place down and find the organizers. Yeah, if they found out, then yeah. But I guess they didn't. But I know, like, I do know that some of you stopped by. I know that one of them was where I want to gift memberships. If it's a money thing, yeah, please look after yourself. But you should be able to gift if you mean YouTube's like not letting you. That's a problem that I need to fix. Although on a side tangent, the button just isn't there. What the fuck? Hold on, what the fuck? YouTube, don't shaft me like this. Maybe it hasn't taken full effect yet. Y'all might hear me for a sec, like double. Okay, no, we hit it in time. I have membership gifting. Maybe it's a region thing, I don't know. That's weird. But yeah, as a side tangent, I did finally set up all of the things I need to collect my money from YouTube. It took forever. Anyone in chat that has done the setup for that before, if there are any of y'all, did they make you like receive a pin in like physical mail and type it in? Because they did that shit to me and I was so taken aback. I didn't expect like physical 2-factor authentication. But I finally did go grab it and punch it in, and now everything works. So we're out here. So it might just be being stupid, because it took me forever to do that. Are they gonna send a fax next time? I don't know, maybe. That shit was goofy. That shit was so goofy. But we're finally good. I think I've finally fully transitioned from the Real Corp stuff, which is a big accomplishment. You know, it only took me like 5 months to finally get everything into my name. Only for me to then start looking for any agency willing to adopt a freakish orange burb. Not any, obviously one that like fits and has a non-exploitative contract, but you know, full disclosure, I am kind of looking for agencies to adopt me. So I don't know if I've ever said that out loud on the channel, but yeah, so then I'm gonna have to change everything over again and probably be restricted from getting payments for another couple months, but we're out there. But yeah, for now I'm making my money again. So that's pretty cool. But back to Offkai. I heard from Stick, who was there, Stick the figure from the Discord. And I think I actually did on the meet and greet talk to them, but I couldn't tell because the meet and greets on Saturday was like the sketchiest setup of all time. That's going to be fun to describe. But they mentioned that like they tried to stop at the table and say hi and buy stuff at one point, but they genuinely just couldn't stop because the flow of people was so powerful. There were so goddamn many people that it was like impossible to stop anywhere. I think Stick visited. Yeah, I think so. I think they eventually did. I think during my meet and greet. But if they said that they were Stick, I could not hear them. But I don't necessarily want to jump ahead and start describing that yet, because that was on Saturday and we're technically on Friday. But it was them, and then I think there was at least one other mention that an Ezra fan stopped by and like asked about me. So if that was you, let me know. Or not, if you're not comfortable with that. If you're more of a lurking type, I'm cool with that too. But either way, thank you. You are acknowledged. I did hear about you. So thank you to anyone who did stop by, who is a member of Pit Crew. I appreciate y'all a lot. But yeah, sorry it was kind of scuffed, and sorry I wasn't around much, because like I couldn't really get into the vendor hall very often. Also, sorry to any homies that may be listening to this that Rathdan. Oh, Wrath was there? Oh, I bet it was. I bet the two people that I saw when I started my meet and greet were Stick and Wrath, but I couldn't hear either of them for shit. So I don't know what they were trying to say to me, but that must have been those two. That makes sense. I didn't know Wrath was there. That's cool. So yeah, technically we talked on like dial-up internet connection. But yeah, that's cool. Thank you both. Thank you both for stopping by if you're here. But yeah, so that was pretty much my only interaction with actual convention stuff. Because around like 3, I think it was, they're both tall. Yeah, both people were tall. I think that was them. I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask, actually. I don't know why I haven't asked yet. But no, that's awesome. Shit. Yeah, no, because after that, I'm trying to remember. I got up to do something, I think to roam around. Oh, no, that's right. I went to lunch. I went to lunch at this really fucking stupid burger place. I completely forgot about that because the rest of the day was a blur. Yeah, at one point, some of us got up from the table and went to go grab food. We walked about 10 minutes to this place called Maverick Jack's, and their tagline was mostly burgers, but also other food and drinks. Which, I mean, yeah, that's what was on the menu, mostly burgers, but some other stuff. And it was exactly what you'd expect from like an American burger place, except it was stupid expensive because it was California. It ended up being the second most expensive meal I paid for that entire weekend. The first was on Sunday. Fucking... Ooh, ow, oh god, the Diet Kong, the Kong Zero is hitting. But yeah, if EOS is still here, EOS knows what the most expensive one was. I'm pretty sure I Venmo'd you, but if not, please yell at me. But yeah, that was on Sunday. But second most expensive meal I had, the burger and like one beer, a burger and some fries. And it wasn't like a big burger, it was like a normal sized burger. Was like 35, almost 40. Actually, it was 40 after tip. So, Lamau. I guess don't eat there, although I don't really know what's standard in California, because this is my first time in California, actually. But yeah, after that I went back, and this is when I experienced the party room. And I don't know people's comfort level with being named on stream, so I'll try my best not to name them, or if I absolutely need to, I'll come up with a fake name. But I roll up around 3, and this has got to be like the most crowded room in the entire goddamn hotel. And this shit is wild. If you look around on Twitter, you might be able to see the bathroom, because the bathroom was notorious. But this room, this was the first day of the event, they'd already decked it out. They had like 5 standees just like chilling in there. I think more actually. One of them was Hime Mia Rie, or Hime. And yo, what's up, Goku? Happy Pride Month. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Also, yeah, this is my first time streaming since Pride Month started. So hold on. I have to do the in joke that none of y'all are actually in on. Hold on. Oh, wait, no. Sheepy knows this one. Happy Pride Month! Woo! The in joke is just shouting Happy Pride Month really loudly, by the way. It started at a speedrunning event, believe it or not. That's a story for another time. But yeah, Happy Pride Month. I lost my train of thought because I shouted too loudly. My brain doesn't work anymore. I'm trying to adjust to being back on the correct time zone still, so I'm very out of it. Yeah, but it had a bunch of standees, and there was a bunch of, like, I guess lewd art taped around, like, the regular part of the room, and then the bathroom just had straight up hentai in it, which was, it was definitely the bathroom ever. This was where I did most of my drinking throughout the weekend. But yeah, I kind of just hung out there, and also another homie's Airbnb for the rest of the day. And nothing super eventful happened. I think at one point did someone stick hentai on, or was like a decor choice? No, this was like the people in the room. They came and decorated their shit, which, like, I admire the dedication for a hotel room that you're only in for a few days. At first I was actually kind of concerned because I know last year's Offkai, there was a problem with stealing the standees. So I was like, oh shit, are these the people who are stealing them? Am I going to be an accomplice to theft? But no, all of these were purchased legally through the bidding, so we're good. And I know this because more got added after the bidding was over at the end of the weekend. One of them actually was a funny coincidence, but that was Sunday as well. Yeah, no, I'm trying to think if anything else eventful happened that day, but I don't think it did. We just kind of like went to a B&B to chill for a bit, and some people had to get unpacked, and then we went back and drank more. At some point I like almost fell asleep on the couch, or not the couch, one of the beds in the room. The room didn't have a couch. I think I just like Freudian slipped couch because I frequently sleep on my own couch when I need a little nap. But nah, at one point I like almost fell asleep on a bed, so we were like, okay, it's time to go to sleep. So we went to go to sleep. And it turns out that at some point during that party, oh wait, no. And this is what I mean when I say the weekend was kind of a blur, because I've just remembered the order of things. Friday was actually also the Hollow Stars party. So I had already been pre-gaming pretty hard, and then around 9, I head down to the hospitality floor to go to a Hollow Stars party with Rosie and Chihaya. And I went because I wanted to know what Vtubers taste like, and they had a lot of Vtuber, Hollow Stars Vtuber themed drinks. And I don't know anything about Hollow Stars. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I may be a VTuber, but I don't really watch VTubers. It's kind of a problem. I really need to watch more VTubers to learn how to be a VTuber. I'm kind of just winging it. Haha, because I'm a burb, and burbs have wings. So anyway, I head down there, and there was another group in the elevator that also was heading down there. So I had a really fun interaction where we were talking, we're like, hey, are y'all also heading to the Hollow Stars party? And they're like, yeah, we're heading to the Hollow Stars party. And then one of them asked me who my Hollow Stars Oshi was, and I think I said Axel. and I just kind of had to like act like I knew what they were talking about when they started talking at me about Axel. If that was you and you happen to be here, I'm sorry, I did lie. I'm not actually an axolotl. Although he does look hot, so I may become one, actually. What did the Hollow Stars taste like? Is Betel the blue one? I think Betel's the blue one. I don't know, there was like a blue one that I drank, and then a pink one that I drank. The blue one... Fuck, what did it taste like? It was kind of like blueberry-ish, like you might expect. Based on what? Me when I'm autocorrect. Am I stupid? Did my brain shut off? I genuinely don't remember what either of these... No, I don't remember what the first one tasted like, but it was like blue, so like blueberry-ish. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I will say it was pretty good. So the blue guy... Altair! I think Altair is the blue one. I have the internet in front of me. I can just look it up. Why do I always do this on my just chatting streams? Hollow Stars, blue guy. Why is this? Yeah, it is Altair. It's Regis Altair. Okay. He tasted like blueberry. He tasted pretty good. And then fucking... Let me just look up the Hollow EN, guys. I'm so sorry, person I lied to in the elevator. I'm really outing myself as a fucking liar and a cheater. This is crazy. Hollow Stars English. Okay, Betel's the fucking clown looking ass motherfucker. Okay, I had him. I drank him as well. I really like it, but it was a really fucking weird drink. Because it was very, like, salty. If that makes sense. Like, there was a lot of salt in it. I don't know if there was supposed to be, though, I will say. Because when I got up to the bar they had set up in this hotel room to order it, they like started making it, and then when they were most of the way through, they like knocked it over. So they started over, and I think they were kind of flustered, so they were like not really paying close attention. So I think they might have put too much salt in it or something, but or like whatever it is that tasted like salt. But it had tequila in it. It was kind of like, I guess it was kind of like a margarita. I think it might have actually just been a fucked up strawberry margarita the more I think about it. But I kind of liked it. But I can see a lot of people having it and being like, yo, what the fuck is this? Why is this the way it is? But yeah, that's my experience with what VTubers taste like. So now we can get to the part of the story where I lose my badge. How do people who don't drink get lit? Well, if you smoke, Wacky Plant's legal over there. That's one of the states you can just go and buy Wacky Plant. So if you do that, that's fun. And if you don't like any kind of unsober, if you prefer staying sober, I mean, there is convention stuff. There is convention stuff to do. You just have to wait in long lines. So, you know, enjoy that. And then you can also go hang out with the drunk people and not drink, because it's always a fun time seeing the nerds attempt to have a normal party. So speaking of that, we can finally get back to like the actual room party here. So I go back up to the party room. And people are still partying. At some point, I guess I like set my badge down, or I thought I put it in my bag. I don't know exactly what happened, because I had just got done drinking 2 VTubers. But luckily I was able to find it the next morning. I go back up, and here's what I witness. There's a lot of nerds, a lot of like sweaty guys, a lot of sweaty nerds with their shirts off for some reason. I later found out that this was part of a tradition called Shirtless Sunday with this group. Please do note that it was still Friday at this point. Like, it wasn't even midnight, so you couldn't even do Shirtless Saturday. They just did it early. I have no context for why that's a tradition. I don't know what it means, but and then a bunch of people are like getting lit. They're like drinking Hennessy. Some people were definitely smoking because you could smell the wacky plant. And one legendary motherfucker, while all of this is happening, while it's like super loud, while people are getting crunk, one dude fucking set up his laptop, connected to the hotel room TV, and I shit you not, bro was sitting in there locked in doing his Genshin dailies. And I have so much respect for that. That shit was actually impressive that he was able to focus on Genshin during all that. It was so fucking funny. I think at one point people were also playing Suika on the TV. So that was an interesting TV to keep track of. But yeah, shit was kind of hilarious and also really entrancing at the level of drunk that I was at. And yeah, I made a tweet about being crossed during the Hollow Stars party. That was a thing that happened. Yeah, that was just a really zoomed in picture of the bridge of my nose, in case anyone was wondering. I think I ended up deleting it the next morning. But if you saw it, you know the tweet I'm referring to. It wasn't really like a face reveal or anything. It was just like, it was literally just the bridge of my nose, but it just felt weird. It felt out of place, so I deleted it. Yeah, that was Friday. Happy post Offkai free Supa. Yo, Techless, thank you for rejoining. Thank you for the 13 months. Once again, with a 2-digit number. That's actually still, every time I see that, that's wild to me. But welcome, gamer. Hope you're doing well. Saturday morning, I wake up. I ended up staying over in the B&B because it was late enough that, like, I didn't want to wake up Chihaya and Rosie, who I was rooming with. So instead of going back to the Holiday Inn, I went to the homies, and I actually did sleep on a couch. So that's where the Freudian slip earlier came from. I was on their couch. I woke up and fell back asleep and woke up again and fell back asleep and woke up again. And by this point, it was like 11 in the morning. I texted the person whose room it was, like, hey, is my, like, badge in your room? Because I knew I had, this morning, I did have one other con thing I was going to go to. I had, I had a ticket to the Maid Cafe, the, not Phase Connect, the other one, VShoujo, the VShoujo sponsored Maid Cafe. So we'll get to talk about that experience a little bit. It was actually really cool. I almost got my foot run over by Iron Mouse. So that was pretty neat. That was pretty awesome. But that's jumping ahead a bit. So I text the party homie. I'm like, hey, is my badge like in your room? I need that to like do my meet and greet and to like go to the Maid Cafe that I paid money for. So like, can you get me that, please? Thanks, Lamau. And luckily, when they were cleaning up from the party the previous night, they did find it, so I went and I got it. But before that, and I'm not gonna name even like VTuber names for this one, because one VTuber did specifically say that they don't want people finding out that they were watching Caillou. So we turned on the TV for background noise while we were just hanging out and chatting for a bit while everyone got ready. And this TV had a bunch of really weird TV channels, really weird live TV. One of them was 24/7 Sonic Underground, and one of them which was the default channel, it was the one that was on when we turned the TV on, was the Caillou channel, where they do nothing but play Caillou with no commercials 24/7. Some people in the room were against it, some of us were for it. We ended up, because the people who were for it had the remote, and we turned that shit on, and we played this game where we would guess what the fuck Caillou was gonna throw a fit about and see if we were right. And I swear to fuck, I don't know if any of y'all have seen this show recently enough to remember how it goes, but like, holy fuck, this bald motherfucker is one of the worst children I have ever seen. Like, every episode, this motherfucker's either getting upset or causing problems for someone, and it's always over some stupid shit. Like, I get that the show's been running for over 20 years and you run out of ideas, but like, how many ways can you make this bald bitch throw a fit over nothing? Although there was one that was a really interesting allegory for a thing that's happening in the VTubing community right now, because it was Caillou getting mad about someone copying his work and being a copycat, but we won't get into that. But I found it funny that it was like, oh, that's just VTubers. Lamau. Yeah, no, so we watched Caillou for a bit, and then I go back to the con, I grab my badge, and then we get in line for the maid cafe. Caillou's gonna grow up to be a pro league player. That kid's been like 4 years old for 20 years. I don't think he's gonna grow up. I don't think Caillou growing up is possible. I think he's gonna be like a 90-year-old 4-year-old at this rate. The coincidence. Yo, what's up, Deluxe? Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Now, so I go to the maid cafe, and I want to preface this by saying that everyone like involved in the actual maid cafe did a fantastic job with what they were given. But there were a lot of circumstances, from what I understand, about like the event and like the way things had to be set up, where like, you know, people weren't able to do things the way they would have liked to. But I did have a good experience at the maid cafe. It was really well done. And one of the cooler things about it, like I said, is that every single time slot had a different Vshoujo member, and also Maid Mint, who, I mean, I guess probably is gonna... Oh, shit. Wait, what did it say? 0? What the fuck? Anyway, Andrew, thank you for the gifted memberships. I guess the button showed up. Heck yeah. Welcome to the Members, everyone who got it. Be sure to thank Andrew. Thank you so much, gamer. I appreciate it. Holy shit, that actually... Oh, wait, why Wait, it's not playing the noise either. I just noticed. Yeah, why are my... I need to fix stream elements. But yeah, everyone who just joined the membership, thank you for being here, and enjoy the emotes. And also thank you, Andrew, because now I know that I need to fix my stream elements notifications. But yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, Maid Mint is, I guess, a Vshoujo member. I don't know. I mean, she might as well be at this point, but I'm not privy to that information. But she was also in one of the time slots, which was cool. Being a Maid Mint, another off-topic tangent, but I saw this one guy who decorated like a Metal Gear Solid type box, but it was Maid Mint themed, and I thought that was really cool. So if you happen to be lurking here, just know that I really liked your box. It was a good box. I want to eat it. It looks like it would taste really good. It would taste minty, perhaps. But yeah. But our time slot was Iron Mouse, right? So we had a really cool maid. Very cute. Fucking, I don't know. Please understand that I was incredibly hungover from having drank a lot of VTubers the previous night. So I was kind of out of it still, so a lot of the details are going to be kind of fuzzy. It was a little awkward at first because they did like this setup that I really thought it was cute, but I imagine it's a logistical nightmare to do it for every single person because there were a lot of people with tickets to the maid cafe. But they all like line up at the front, and whenever a new group walks in, they do like the hello Otsujin sama, what's the word? Goshujin sama, that one. And then they like bow, and it's really cute. But like the first 15 minutes was kind of just that over and over again. And then they played a message from Iron Mouse. They had like some cool pre-recorded videos about like, hey, enjoy the maid cafe, and here's some rules. And look, I don't speak Japanese. I'm like the whitest motherfucker you've ever seen. I'm sorry. But yeah, don't ever fucking hire me for your maid cafe, or do. I think I would be a good maid. I think I would pop off. And they played some videos and like a TV, and then someone turned a mic on near a cell phone, and there was some mic feedback, and it fucking that woke me the hell up. I did not need an energy drink that day because there was so much mic feedback in my ear from that. But yeah, so with some of that, and there were some other VTubers as well. And one of them, to my surprise, because I didn't know she recorded for it, Rosie from KissVT actually did one of the videos that played. So I was like, whoa, what the fuck? But it was cool. I got a picture with the maid. I bought a standee of like the... What's up, Kimberly? Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, got a picture. I got a standee of like, they had like a mascot for the maid cafe. Hasn't Bird posted a maid outfit before? Yeah. You'd have to scroll pretty far down on my Twitter by now because I do a lot of shit posting, but yeah, somewhere on there, there's a maid outfit. I think someone reposted it in the new Discord as well at one point because someone asked about it. So there are ways to find it. Yeah. And then we played, what's the game where like you have like a card that you're not allowed to look at, and you have to like, I think headbands or something. You have like an item to like go around and give people clues. And the person has to like guess what their card is. We played that with the maid. It was really hard because like other people were being loud. Heads up, that's the one. So like it was super loud in there because like every table had their own like activity they were doing, so I could barely like hear what I was being told. What were you guys guessing? It was just like objects. Like I think I was socks, someone else was like a tractor. But it was cute. Had some fun, cute little conversation with the maid. And Iron Mouse, like I said, was going around on like the wheelie thing, and she almost ran over like 5 people. I was one of them. But her and Rosie had a really cute interaction because they're both Latina VTubers. You know, they like Latina solidarity. It was pretty cool. And also, we got to show Iron Mouse a really funny ribbon we found, because this was a ribbon con where you like get the ribbons and you like stick them on your badge, and people get like full scarves of the shits. I don't know where, but Rosie and Chihaya found one that was like, I just love Latina's Sonic, but it was like the Shadow the Hedgehog logo. And Mousy seemed really happy about that one. It was funny. It was a fun reaction. But yeah, so that was cute. I got a picture with Iron Mouse as well. I think it's on like Rosie's phone. I don't know if she's posted it yet, but if she has, you may have seen it. I don't know what people have posted. I've like barely been able to check Twitter or anything. I've been very out of it. But yeah, so the maid cafe was cool. The only complaint I have is that like since it's being in, it's being held in a hotel. I bet that if Iron Mouse did run over someone's foot, they would have unironically said Tescaru. I probably wouldn't have because it was like so early and I was still recovering from all the VTubers from the previous night. I say all of them. It was like 2 and then a lot of like seltzer and also Hennessy. But all of the adult beverages I consumed were really getting to me. So where I normally would have been like, oh, haha, I probably actually would have been upset if Iron Mouse had run over my foot. But it didn't happen. So we're good. We're balling. It was cool to meet and get to talk with her a tiny bit. But yeah, the biggest complaint I think is the food. Because it's being held in a hotel and the hotel like serves their own food. They'd have to have like you could post a clickbaity video to cancel her. Oh god, no. I am not a drama tuber. I hate that shit. That would be funny though. That would be a funny twit longer. My experience with Iron Mouse. TW bodily harm. Iron Mouse ran over my fucking foot. End tweet. But they had to serve food because it was a cafe, but they had to serve like the shitty hotel sandwiches because otherwise the hotel is like pissed because there's like competition with like the hotel and the maid cafe, and like I get that. I never really considered it, but like yeah, it was kind of a miracle they even had the sandwiches. But I kind of wish that the hotel wouldn't have been dick-ass about it and let them actually have like baked goods and shit. But yeah, I mean, that was like the only real negative thing aside from like some Wi-Fi hiccups because the hotel Wi-Fi was terrible. There was also a lot of overcrowding. The line was in an awkward place. I think it was crossing with another line. But that's all just like con growing pains, it feels like. I think there was some other stuff that people didn't like about the con too, but I don't really keep up with that because again, I'm not big into drama or anything like that. But I do think next year it's probably going to move to a bigger venue because, I mean, how could it not? This year's was like so goddamn overcrowded. But yeah, pretty much everything that was wrong with the maid cafe, I would say, was outside of the convention's control, or the host's control rather, and the maids and what have you. But it was a pleasant experience. I had fun. I enjoyed it. And then I went back, I took a shower, and I drank. Yo, what's up, Raththan? Welcome. Hope you're doing well. When I did the meet and greet, were you one of the 2 people that were like waiting for me? Because I genuinely could not hear y'all well enough to hear like who you were. That was me and Stick, yes? Okay, I was right then. I thought so, but I wasn't certain because the connection was so ass. But that is coming up next. We're at that part of the story. So I went, I showered, I changed, took meds, then I got on the laptop for my meet and greets. And we had originally planned that everything would go smoothly. We had a laptop. It was a pretty lightweight laptop, but it was able to run Discord and VTube Studio. It was not able to run VBridger, but I don't have VBridger anyway, so I was all good. And it turns out the problem was the network. Because you may remember earlier, if you were here, when I was describing the venue and how it was in the middle of buttfuck nowhere in a place that looks like the CIA set it up to stage the moon landing. There were also no cell towers to be heard of. We had originally planned that we could circumvent the hotel Wi-Fi problem with one of Frixie's hotspots. We couldn't because the data connection on account of the lack of cell towers was somehow worse than the hotel Wi-Fi, which, as you may recall, was dog shit. So we had to have it set up on this really fucking janky, like, we had like a little ottoman footrest type thing, and then we had a cardboard box, and then the laptop. And it was like right next to the window, so we could just barely connect to the vendor Wi-Fi. Not to mention, the laptop was old enough that it had terrible batteries, so it basically had to stay plugged in. And the cable to plug in and charge the laptop was heavy enough that it kept falling out of the outlet it was plugged into. And if the person manning the thing didn't catch it in time, the laptop would die, which happened during Amanda's meet and greet right after mine. But we set it up. The webcam was terrible. The way we had to sit was terrible. So the entire time I looked something like this. And Rathdan can back this up. Like, I had a real weird expression on my face. And also the only way we could reliably stream to the iPad they had down there was for me to turn on 15 FPS. So I was also moving like... but like less smooth. So, but yeah, it took a bit to get all that figured out and get it like kind of running well enough. And all the while, Stick and Wrath are standing there awkwardly waiting for Rosie and Chihaya to turn the iPad around. So your eyes look like you were in a constant state of shock. Yeah, I promise you I had like a normal face on. Like, I was up and refreshed by that point. I had had a shower. I was in clean clothes. I was like living my best life. I had some water. But the webcam thought I was very concerned. And I think that was true for all of the meet and greets, although I don't actually know how they went after Amanda's. I think Amanda eventually did just like walk down and like go there physically. But yeah, no, it was cool. It was nice seeing y'all there. I do appreciate you swinging by and saying hi while I was doing it. There were a couple of other fun encounters. There were, I think one of them was a Phase Connect that was roaming around with one of the handlers on the little car things. And they kind of got like leaned in and we stared at each other and could barely hear each other because of the audio quality and the connection quality. And then there was another one that was being carried around on a phone and we like barked at each other. I don't know who that was. I think it was like an indie. She had a 3D model. It was really cute. I wish I could have heard what her name was. But yeah, Vtuber's real. It was an interesting experience. But next time, like we definitely will have learned a lot of things. So if we do that again, it should go smoother. My understanding is that that was kind of the experience for a lot of the meet and greets, though, because am I stupid? Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. I think it was the next day. I think it was Sunday where the Wi-Fi was just straight like out. So every meet and greet in the vendor hall, and like there were a lot of them, were all just like regular Discord calls with no video of the VTuber. So it was definitely the thing of all time. We could have prepared better had we known, but it was our first time doing something like this, so I'd say it went about as well as it could have. But that was cool. And then I went and partied more. And that was pretty much the rest of my day Saturday. I don't think... Well, I'm trying to think. Did anything else interesting happen Saturday that I can talk about? I drank a lot again. Oh, yeah, there is. Okay, this was the day I actually, I was hanging out at the hotel bar for a while. What's up, Kuro? Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Ezra Pog. Yeah, enjoy those emotes. Yeah, so this was the day. After that, I grabbed my stuff. I went down to the hotel bar where all the partiers were hanging out for a bit. We just kind of chilled there. I got like a lunch dinner type situation. This was around like 4 at this point, because I needed a nap first. Needed like a chill out sesh. Yeah, so we're at the hotel bar having a good time. I ate dinner. There were also some themed drinks. There were some themed Phase Connect drinks. I tried both of them. One was a cosmopolitan called Women Tears, and the other one was an AMF. I think that's what it's called. AMF. Hold on. What is that type of drink? Oh yeah, it was an AMF, short for Adios Motherfucker, because it fucks you up. And that one was called Fish Water. I didn't like the Cosmo very much. I didn't like Women Tears very much. So like, if your tears were used in that concoction, you should get a better diet, I suppose. But the AMF, the fish water, was pretty good. I had 2 of those. It hit me pretty good. I can see why it was why the actual cocktail it was inspired by is named the way it is. But it was blue, and it tasted mostly like alcohol. It was super strong. But yeah, I was hanging out there, and you got to see a lot of interesting stuff. Also, Mino Mieko, my homie, she stopped by. She signed like a print for me. It's super cute. Handed out a bunch of free stuff. I gave her my business card. I gave everyone else at the bar my business card. Speaking of which, if you don't follow me on Twitter, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. I have like 1,000 business cards, or I gave out probably like a little under 100 of them. But they made us print like a minimum amount, so I have a lot more business cards. But yeah, I had an Ezra Andromeda card. It has a QR code you can scan. It takes you to my channel. And then on the front, it has my key art from my debut and my logo. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Turned out pretty well. So I handed those out. I saw Mie. She swung by. It was cool to see her again. Haven't seen her since last year. I went to a different convention that she happened to be at. But she's super cool. You don't, she talks about being short a lot, but you don't really realize how short until she's actually there in person. It's really cute. She's awesome. But she had a lot going on. She was super busy. She had like 3 different booths that she was affiliated with and other events planned. So, you know, I wish I could have hung out with her more, but I didn't really get the opportunity. But she's cool. She stopped by. Another strange interaction I had was, Rie Himamiya? No, this is Mino Mieko. Rie comes later. She is involved in one of the bar stories. She also wasn't there physically. So, yeah, but she did a meet and greet while I was over at the bar. So we'll get to that. The second random event that I rolled, like a tabletop random event type shit. There was this dude that we had never seen before sitting like next to us at the bar. And at one point he like looked over at our little like group of freaks that were drinking the themed drinks. And he's like, "Hey, do y'all want a shot of something?" And I shit you not, he pulls out the funniest bottle of alcohol I've ever seen. It was Dogecoin themed vodka. And it was like a collector's limited edition bottle of fucking Dogecoin vodka. It wasn't very good, but I got a good laugh out of it. So, that was a thing that happened. And then I want to say it was after that. It might have been before. I don't know. Shit just kind of started happening. Himamiya Rie, she was doing her meet and greet over in the industry track, which is in the atrium where the hotel bar also is. And I sort of knew it was happening. I would have gone and like shit posted. I would have called her Australian, but it was already super crowded. The atrium as a whole was always super crowded because it was like not only the industry area but also the party area. So a very sweaty location. I wanted to avoid being in big crowds as much as I could for hygiene, avoiding the Bovid-19, the Burbvid, and fucking so true. Imagine being Australian. Wait a fucking second. Real. Fuck, what was I? Oh yeah, no. So she's over there doing the meet and greet, and I'm just like kind of chilling over there, minding my own business, when all of a sudden I hear a huge crowd of weeaboos over there fucking barking at the screen. So I had to immediately go to Twitter to see what the fuck was going on, and she had like just gotten done tweeting about it, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck's going on? I never got an answer to what the fuck's going on. I don't know why they were barking, but they were. Yeah, that's a thing that I experienced from the sidelines. It's for a video, apparently. Okay. Maybe I'll be in the background, but if I am, I'm not gonna tell y'all. But I guess I'll see when that comes out. Probably not. I think I probably would have been behind like a wall or a curtain or something from where I think I was relative to where the camera was. But yeah, and then later on we did a bit of room partying again, and then actually, yeah, no, we did some room partying after we barred it for a bit. And at some point, I invited Amanda up, so Amanda and I hung out. If you watched Amanda Lord of Darkness's, actually, yeah, if you want to see the room in question, if you watch Amanda Lord of Darkness's Offkai recap video she uploaded earlier today, it has a little bit of footage from inside the room from when I had invited her up. So if you want to see like the decorations and some of the cutouts, it's in that video. So yeah, there you go. And that was also, I don't know if she's still here or not, but that's when I met Eos. She was wearing some kind of bunny girl outfit, I think. I don't remember. I was already quite drunk. She was cool. She's a homie now. Very cool individual. A lot of people from that room are homies now, actually. If Eos didn't already mention that we hung out, I probably wouldn't have named that, but I don't think... I mean, since she already did in chat, I can say that. So there we go. That's another name that y'all know I hung out with, but I hung out with Amanda. It was cool. And then at some point we went back down to the atrium. And like I said, the atrium's the party area, which I didn't know. There were a couple of things that surprised me about this fact. First things first, I didn't know that this hotel allowed you to just like bring alcohol down to like the atrium of the hotel. And second, I didn't know that like that's where most of the shit at Offkai would be happening. Like that shit was bumping all the time. So I go down there and there's this cosplay repair booth set up near the industry track. And I'm holding on to a bottle of soju. It's like half empty. And one of the guys that had like been up to the party room earlier and then went back down, he was chilling there. They were blasting some music, having a good time. And I guess they're trying to advertise that the cosplay repair booth was there. And they went to the atrium for food. Valid. Yeah, there was a lot going down there, though. That's where the weebs went to have parties. So I go over there, and I see the homie that I was drinking with for a little bit earlier. We had met before. And he tells me, hey, I got something for you. Chug the rest of that soju. So I chugged the rest of the soju. And then they had like a little, I don't know, like those Gatorade things that you see at like sport events and stuff. Like the tanks, the orange ones. and it was full of something they called Green Goblin. I do not know what was in this drink. I found out later that it was at least partially Everclear, which I find incredibly hard to believe because this drink tasted real good. But he filled up my entire soju bottle with this drink called Green Goblin. And about halfway through the soju bottle, I was like, okay, I'm at my drinking limit. I'm drunk enough. So shout outs to Green Goblin. But yeah, we just kind of hung out from there. It was a pretty good night. Ended up going back early because Sunday I knew a lot of people were probably going to be leaving, and I wanted to be able to wake up early enough to say bye to them. So I did end up heading back pretty early that night. I got back to the Holiday Inn, took a nap, and by a nap I mean like 10 hours of food. Do you want to kill Spider-Man now? I don't think so. I don't really want to drink Green Goblin again though. Or if I do, I want it to be the only thing I drink, and I also want to have more food in my body before I consume Green Goblin. But yeah, shoutouts to Everclear, by the way. If you don't know what it is, imagine a version of like gas station gasoline that is technically safe for human consumption. And that was part of what was in Green Goblin. That shit'll fuck you up. 95% alcohol used for making vodka. Yup. I think the States are the only place you're actually allowed to sell Everclear. So that should tell you something about how safe it is. I've only had it like 3 times ever, and that was one of them. It's only a little concerning. To be fair, before I make people think I was at risk of dying, I was not like stumbling over myself drunk. I was still aware of my surroundings. And it was only a tiny bit. It was just a mix of like a lot of different types of alcohol and also shit that makes it not taste like a bunch of different types of alcohol. I just don't know the specifics of what types were in it. It was probably like some Everclear, some vodka, some gin. But it was fine. I'm safe. I'm an adult. I can take care of myself. I've been doing con parties for years. It's concerning that it's not legal in any other country. Oh, true. Yeah, that part is concerning. Yeah, but that was the end of Saturday. Sunday, I needed a social reset from Saturday because I met a lot of people Saturday. And the Green Goblin was still kind of hitting. So I spent like a solid 4 hours just like in the hotel room. I took another shower to refresh myself. And you may notice I'm putting a lot of emphasis on the fact that I took showers, because if you go to conventions, please take showers. I don't think I ran into anyone that had the gamer stench. But it is like a thing. It is like a thing at conventions. I showered twice a day there. That's what I'm saying. It was also super sweaty if you were anywhere near the event hotel, because like I said, it was super crowded, like everywhere you went. So yeah, I was sure to shower a lot because I didn't want to be that person. The woke left want to stop you from drinking petrol. True. We can't have Everclear outside of the States anymore because of woke. Okay, enough of that. So yeah, Sunday I had like a social reset, so I spent a bunch of time like alone in the KissVT hotel room. Took a shower, refreshed myself, ordered McDonald's, said bye to some homies. Like I said, I woke up early enough to do that, but that was like pretty much the only time I was outside of the room. So pretty quiet day until about 5. And then I had a night out with some of the same homies from the previous night. Mostly the people from the B&B, but also some of the people from the party room on Saturday. including EOS. The only name I could actually name because, again, she was here already. She is very cool, though. Go check her out, if I haven't said that already. Shoutouts to her. And yeah, so the first thing we did, well, actually, no, we kind of hung around in the Airbnb for a little bit first, which was good. It was pretty low key. We had some soju, just kind of pregame the hot pot situation. We did some more exploring through the TV. That's when we found the Sonic Underground channel, and we also found a Lego channel. So we were watching, like, I think it was Lego Ninjago or something. The one where, like, how do I even describe what was going on in this show? I barely know. I wasn't really paying attention. I was talking to people, but yeah, we were watching some Lego animated series, and it went kind of hard. Then around 9, we went, hey all, yo, what's up, Murky Water? Welcome, welcome, hope you're doing well. We went to Hot Pot. It was really good. It was really good Hot Pot. Like, holy shit, it was really good Hot Pot. It was a local place. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but, it was real fucking good. It was a banger. We had, like, I haven't had many opportunities to try duck in my life, and something about it does kind of gross me out a little bit, just the concept of, like, eating duck, because it's not really an animal that I, as an American white person, really think about as, like, a food bird. But, you know, we try new things, so, we got 2 broths for the table. One of them was duck broth, and the other one was like something that was like kind of spicy. And I thought I thought for a while, well, I'll stick with the duck first. I don't want to jump around too much. That shit's confusing my brain. So the duck broth was really fucking good, actually. So if I ever get the chance to get like an actual duck-based dish, I probably will. I think I'm down to try it, because the broth was pretty good. Pretty good. We also had Wagyu beef, which I think was the first time I've ever had like genuine, not like American imitation Wagyu, because it was really fucking high quality. So the meats at the hot pot were really good. I ate a lot of food that night, so it was definitely worth the price. And then the other one was some kind of like, I don't think it was the most spicy broth they had, but it was one of them. I don't really know what they ordered because it was done on a tablet. But it was an interesting experience, because I always thought my spice tolerance was pretty low. If you've seen me do either the spicy noodle ASMR I did way back, or like more recently when I did the challenge for the KissVT Donathon, I thought my spice tolerance was super low, because both times I did the Bulldog 2 times spicy, the chicken ones, and while they taste good and I can get through most of them, I usually end up having to give up like close to the end, because like them shits hurt. And I always thought like, okay, well my spice tolerance must suck, because like people do this all the time and I'm like dying over here. But I think those might actually just be like one of the final bosses, because this this spicy broth like barely got me after the first bite. Like the first one I wasn't quite expecting it, so I was like, oh no. But then I like tried some other stuff in that one and it was actually pretty tolerable. And some other people like didn't think so, so I found that interesting. So I guess just jumping directly to the raid boss has made me immune to mid-level spicy propaganda, so that's good to know. So yeah, I learned something about myself at that meal. I also got a Sapporo. to drink, and it was really good. And also we got soju for the table. In case you were wondering if it was another drinking night, it was another drinking night. After the hot pot though, and calling back to something I said previously, this was the meal in question that was the most expensive meal of the weekend, because again, it was Wagyu, but we split it among enough people that like it wasn't super unreasonable, but it was kind of like a holy fuck moment. Because a meal like that where I lived probably would have been like maybe a little bit over half of what it was there. Because the West Coast is like super, super inflated, I've learned. Things are way more expensive over there. But yeah, after that we went to karaoke. We got like this big ass room because we thought more people were going to meet up with us. And then they all got way too fucked up in the atrium and ended up not showing up. So rip them. They didn't get to have fun with us because it was super fun. Food was so expensive. That's what I'm saying. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I'm glad I wasn't like the only one complaining about how expensive shit was there. Like, oh my God, how do y'all live over there? The people who are local. I hope the venue, if they move it, which I really hope they do, I hope the next venue they pick is in a area that's slightly cheaper, because that one felt like it was designed for rich people, and I am not a rich people. Oh, big stretch. Big stretch. Oh, big stretch. Okay. We're good. We're back. But yeah, karaoke was super fun. They were hinting they're trying to get a larger venue next year during the closing ceremony. It seemed that way, yeah. It definitely seemed that way. Karaoke was fun. I did a lot of singing, a lot more than I usually would in previous like in-person karaoke experiences. I think because I've been doing a lot more like singing on the channel and, you know, the practicing I've talked about both like in my car and on my members only streams, which I haven't done one in a while. So to the members, I apologize for the lack of members content. I do want to try to get back on that grind. Now that I've kind of had a mental reset from taking a break. But yeah, like doing a lot of that on stream, it's made me a lot more comfortable in person too. And I also got a compliment from one of the people there that like was familiar with when I started singing, that like I had gotten a lot better, and that was super awesome. That was super encouraging. So that was another thing I got out of that. But mostly it was just a fun time. I did kind of have a hiccup at the end though, because I was like, damn, I really want to sing a Vocaloid song. People were like, yeah, okay. And I had to get help because I can't type in Japanese, so someone had to like go and do the thing and get it queued up. And it turns out it was the full version and of World Is Mine. And I only know like the rhythm game length one where they cut out the second verse. So like I'm like getting it. I'm like going hard for like the first like half of the song. And then I just got like completely lost for a solid minute, and it was really fucking weird and embarrassing, but it was in good fun. I already find it funny, but in the moment I was like, oh Jesus, oh God, what the fuck is happening? Because I'd also been hitting the soju there, and I was very drunk, which also didn't help, or else I may have been able to stumble through it. But yeah, then we headed back, went back to the room, got a little bit of a nap in. And yeah, that was pretty much the end of Offkai adventures. So everything else is just going to be me complaining about my journey back. So yeah, I guess ending off Offkai things though. I know that there were some other people, and I didn't get names, but I heard that some other pit crew might have been there and did stop by the table. So if that was you, thank you. I big appreciate it. Y'all are super cool for that. If you bought any merch, thank you. If you didn't, also thank you. I know some people also took business cards, either from me being obnoxious and handing them out to literally everyone I met, or from grabbing them at the table because there were some sat out. If you did decide to join in here, thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate y'all giving me a chance. And if anyone I met is here, it was really awesome meeting you. I met a lot of really cool people over the weekend. Y'all are awesome. Thank you for making it a really fun trip. Unfortunately, however, you had no control over how hellish my Monday would be. So I needed to be at the airport originally at 5 a.m. because my flight out was at 7 a.m. I got back to the hotel from karaoke at 2 a.m. So I set an alarm for like 4:30, and I woke up, and it was like one of the most miserable experiences I had ever had because I barely got any sleep. I ended up sleeping on the floor so as to not disturb Frixie and Corvina. So I just was not feeling good. And then I pack up. I drag myself up. I'm like, my body is the heaviest it's ever felt. Packing up all my shit. I get it all packed. I'm ready to go. I'm like, fuck me, but okay, let's get it. Only to find out when I look at my phone that 2 minutes prior, my first plane out had been delayed by 5 hours. I wasn't happy, but I also kind of was, because I got to take a nap. I got to get more sleep. So that helped. But like, also I'm kind of panicking because I'm like, well, shit. Now I gotta like get home super late. Fuck. So I slept more. It was actually probably for the best for my physical health because like I actually was well rested afterwards. Got up, go to the airport, fine. I fucking hate the San Francisco airport. So getting out was hard enough, right? What with all the fucking Regency, Hyatt Regency bullshit and the weird signage that makes you not have any clue what the fuck's going on. Getting into the airport, getting through security, terrible. Only made worse by the fact that because Delta had delayed my flight and they fucked it up, I guess, on the back end when they were putting things in their system, my QR code wouldn't load. The QR code I have for my ticket. Now, I've been to a lot of airports, and more recently things are shifting over because of all the Real ID stuff, I think, is what allows it to be this way. Where they have your ticket information, TSA does. So all they have to do is scan your ID and get your facial recognition shit, or they have another way to do it if you want to opt out of that. Although the only real way to do that, the only real reason to opt out, I'm gonna be real with you, is if you're a freakish conspiracy theorist, because they don't save the photos. They just, it just caches it. It compares it to your picture on your ID, and it's like, yep, this is you. And then it deletes the photo. But, you know, some people are going to be conspiracy theorists. And also, I kind of get it. It is a little bit uncomfy, but, you know, the government already knows that, government already knows who I am. They track a bunch of shit. And I'm thinking like, okay, San Francisco airport, they probably have that technology. Apparently fucking not. But I had a backup too. Because when you're scanning into Delta flights, because I've had this happen before, so I've had this happen before where the QR code wouldn't load because they fuck things up on the back end. And it's like, okay, fine. What you can do on Delta terminals is you can scan your Sky Miles barcode and it'll pull up your next ticket. Apparently the TSA scanners also can't do that. So I go all the way through the line, which mind you is a 15-minute wait. Longer, probably. I wasn't really keeping track. Sweaty as shit. Everyone's like right up on each other's ass because, you know, we gotta get in. If I stand closer to the people in front of me, I'll get there faster. So it's miserable. I'm sweaty. I've been standing in this line. I get up there. Neither of those things work. So now I've got to make the uncomfortable trek back the other way through the line, pushing against this full packed crowd of people with my bags to go out, go over to the Delta area and print out my ticket, wait the 15 minutes in the line again, and then I'm finally through security. And by this point, because of that wait, I have to sprint to my terminal to get on my plane. So definitely the morning ever. And because I was already in a cynical mood because of all of that, I get on the Delta plane, where they have like the screens. Have you ever done like any modern flight? Probably, you know, like the in-flight entertainment screens, and at the start they play those like informational videos. So I'm like really hyper analyzing this because I'm like, fuck Delta, all my homies hate Delta. Yeah, so they play the first one and it's like this like corporate, hey, Delta's good, we're your friends. Even though they're not, they're a corporate entity, they're not your friends. Most of the people there are there to get their money and go home. They're not there to be your friend. I hate to say it. You know, but I already feel that way about that video they always play. And the second one is the safety one that goes over the safety features. And they did this really interesting thing. So if you were here for my previous stream, the pre-Offkai one, where I went over how much I hate flying, and I talked about how they've like made the experience of being on a plane so bad that like everyone associates it with negative shit. They redid the safety video. So now instead of people showing like, instead of footage of like actors putting on the seatbelts or like putting on the life vests and stuff on a plane like they used to have, Delta did something that I can't decide if I find really clever or really frustrating. They refilmed it so it's people putting on like the seatbelts and the life vests and like the oxygen bags coming down and stuff. They staged it such that instead of it happening on a plane, it's happening at like a wedding venue in the middle of the forest. So like the aisles of seats instead are like benches, and the person at the front, like the Delta person explaining everything, is like, I guess like the priest or whatever giving a sermon. I don't know. Still had the Delta gear on. The seatbelts were still the seatbelts. I don't know why they need seatbelts in the middle of the forest. But the reason for it, I think, is because they don't want people to think about the fact that they're on an airplane, because even the airlines now are aware of the fact that nobody enjoys the airplane experience. Which is like I said, it's really genius from like a marketing and a psychology perspective, but it's also frustrating to me because like, just make it a more pleasant experience to fly. This isn't a hard thing to get over. Less people are flying because it's miserable. Fuck off with this like putting the wool over people's eyes shit. Just make the planes more comfortable. Fuck you. They did give me back a bunch of sky miles though, for the delay though, so that was good. And the second flight, I have nothing really to complain about. It was a pretty small plane. It was kind of annoying, but we got through it. It was rescheduled, so I got put in like a really shitty seat at the back of the plane. But I just kind of napped, just took another nap. And then yeah, I drove home, and I got home and I was frustrated, so I made a tweet, posted in Discord, and went to bed. And then today I woke up, got like 12 hours of sleep, got some stuff done around the house, went to the store, picked up a medicine refill, and then I started stream. Less people are also flying because they cost too much. Because wages, real. I don't know, there's so much wrong with flying. Bro, I locked myself out of my house. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, God. Hold on. Hold me up to the door real quick. I'm assuming I'm on the phone. Just hold me up to the door. I'm gonna assume you've done that already. Alright, alright. Yo, what's up, door? Can you, like, open, please? Like, Tech's a real one. Can you let Tech into their house, please? Please? Did it work? Did the door open? I bet the door opened. I'm just that powerful. But yeah. So yeah, yesterday was pretty miserable, but we did get home, thankfully. I didn't miss my first flight, which was like the biggest thing, because I was like in that line the second time. Like panicking, because I'm like, bruh, I am not gonna make this flight. But I did. I made it. I guess the Miku boxing paid off because I was able to sprint fast enough to get to my flight. And then we were fine. So, you know, I complain about it because I like complaining. It's fun. But, yeah, I'm just done. I don't really care. I got a bunch of Sky Miles refunded for it, so I can use those on another trip. And yeah, it was overall a really good experience. I wasn't really sure what to expect out of Offkai. I was kind of a little worried that I wouldn't be able to make new homies, or that like the homies I have wouldn't want to hang out or see me, because like, I don't know, low self-image in terms of like socialization and stuff. But that wasn't the case, so it was really good for my mental too. Got to meet a lot more homies, and yeah, overall it was a really good mental refresh to have the time off and also socialize a lot more than usual. I've known for a long time that I'm a quiet extrovert, so like I won't necessarily, when I'm in like a big crowd, be the most talkative, but I do generally prefer to be with people than without. And like especially more recently, prior to Offkai, I was kind of isolated. Most of my socialization was either with like a couple of coworkers or streaming to y'all, and any other time I'm just kind of by myself, occasionally messaging people on Discord. So it was good to be able to hang out with people more. I think I'm probably going to try to do more collabs and stuff to counterbalance that now that I'm home. Because I think like, you know, just like being in Discord calls with people or like interacting with other people in general. Also probably touching more grass. Probably be good for me and prevent me from getting in the slump I was kind of starting to get into prior to going to Offkai. I'm sure I mentioned it at some point, but I don't know that I went into like a whole lot of detail. But yeah, a little bit prior to Offkai, I was kind of like, it felt like it might have been burnout, it might have been exhaustion, just like a lot of issues. Brain had hands a little bit, so yeah, this weekend helped a lot, so I'm very glad for that. So yeah, thank you again to all the people at Offkai who came by the table or talked to me, or, you know, just helped contribute to it being a good time. I appreciate y'all a lot. And yeah, we're so fucking back. So I put my schedule out, see it in Discord and on Twitter and on YouTube. Actually made that on my airplane. In case y'all thought I was kidding, I didn't. I put that together on my phone on the airplane, like as we were taking off, which was really fucking annoying because I already have shaky ass hands. So doing anything like that requires like fine motion is hard on a phone screen. Add to that the fact that the plane's fucking taking off. So it's like even more shaky than usual, but we got there, we put a schedule together so I could post it at my normal time, kind of. And yeah, tomorrow we are finishing up the 1,000-year door. So that's gonna be cool. I think we're finishing it up. There might be another stream. I might do a gorilla stream on Thursday of TTYD, because there is some side content I want to do. I want to try the Cave of 100 trials. I want to see what you do, what happens if you get to rank 1 in the Glitz Pit again. And then there's a couple more chapters, so tomorrow's going to be a longer stream. I'm going to try to finish that game up to free up slots for other stuff. Thursday, either more TTYD or a rest day. Friday is Miku boxing, maybe something after. I think if I do something after on Friday, it's gonna be I think it's gonna be Bloodborne Cart, or I think it's called Nightmare Cart now, with a bunch of names changed because of a cease and desist that the developer got. But that came out, I think today is when the full version of that came out, and I really want to play it. So at some point this week we're playing Bloodborne Cart, but I don't know what day. Pretty much whenever I can fit it in and have the energy. But I've been excited for that because it's so fucking funny. And then, yeah, Saturday and Sunday are going to be Fallout New Vegas. I may cancel Sunday's stream because I do also have a collab with Harima Tem at 8. We're playing, apparently Suika game finally has online multiplayer. And forever ago, I told them that we need to do a showdown in Suika game. And that finally came out, so we finally scheduled that for Sunday at 8. And I'm kind of terrified because I was watching Tem stream Suika the other day, and they are really friggin' good. And I haven't played that game in many months. So I'm gonna get my ass kicked, and it's gonna be really funny. So be sure to pull up to that. I don't know if I'm streaming my POV of it or not yet, because it is, I mean, it's online multiplayer. I think it shows both players, so I might just let them host it. But I also might stream my perspective, who knows? Y'all know when I do. But yeah, that's the activities planned for the week. So I got my rest today, and I think I'm ready for a full week of Burb. Legally Distinct Bloodborne Cart, yeah, that's the one. But yeah, no, that was pretty much it. I think I went over everything. I don't think I missed any stories or anything. Yeah, just a lot of cool stuff. Mostly party con for ya burb. But I do hope that people who did con things did enjoy them. I just was not interested in standing in lines, unfortunately. So I think if I go next year, there's a chance I won't even get a badge. I might just go to hang out with people. But I don't know yet. I don't know. That's a year away, so we'll see closer to. Actually, I may try to submit a panel next year. I kind of want to do like a something. I've talked about it before. I had like I had a panel idea that I really wanted to do. I don't know if it would actually get accepted, but if it did, I would love to put it on. So I might submit that next year. I'll try to remember. But yeah, that was Offkai. Find someone to raid. That is going to be the end of the stream. I think it would be better, because if I start playing a game right now, I'm probably just going to like go way too long and be up way too late. And I've been off human job for 4 days now, 4 work days, so I really need to be alert tomorrow. So I don't know, it would be a good idea to do a gorilla after this, so we're not going to do that. So let's I don't know, I have some options here. Who do I want to raid? I could raid Tem, because we did just mention them. We just mentioned Tem. But I also kind of want to raid Zumi Dokumi from Ian Project, because I think I've mentioned before to y'all that she sounds like Zeki, and for a while I thought she might have been Zeki, but she's way too like normal to be her. But I've never gotten to raid her, so I might do that. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Tem or Frog? She does, but she's def not her. Yeah, exactly. Wow, they look like they would have had a successful YouTube channel if they'd been born earlier in the 2010s. Huh? What? I don't think I've ever had that exact emotion when looking at someone, but I think I know what you mean. But yeah, let's read Zumi. Ocarina of Time sounds comfy. And also, I kind of miss Zeki. I was actually thinking of her not too long ago. I was wondering what Zeki was up to, but unfortunately, she's kind of like MIA. She doesn't really respond to Discord, at least not to me. So I hope she's doing all right. But yeah, I miss Zeki, so we're gonna go listen to. Please don't actually do this. I'm kidding. Zumi is a great content creator in her own right, and I've been enjoying Ocarina of Time. Yesterday, or not yesterday, recently. I saw you say yesterday, Riker. No, I've been watching a lot of Ocarina of Time recently because the Frixie and Neona randomizer thing. I've been interested in the Ocarina of Time randomizer a little bit. Not playing it because I don't even know regular Ocarina of Time well enough to be able to do a randomizer of it. But it's a comfy game to just like put on and chill out to, so enjoy that. And I will see y'all tomorrow for possibly the last stream of Paper Mario. Thank y'all so much for hanging out. Thank you for listening to me yap about my strange and fun con experience and also other things that I thought of while I was yapping about my strange and fun con experiences. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. Thank you. Vtuber. Bye-bye.